Just like, all right, just like we always have to. All right, does it look like I'm looking?
Yes, look good.
It looks good. Okay, all right.
I could just try not to look down. I'm looking down, except for on my notes. All right.
Well, see, because I can see, because I can see.
Oh, I see somebody.
Well, that's what they see, though. So we see them on mine, but
Okay,
they don't
okay.
see them on.
Okay, we're
There.
recording, sweetie. Do you need something? Can you ask your sister?
What you need, baby?
Do you need to go potty? No?
He's like, no.
Do you
I
need
just
a
wanted
hug?
to come in.
All right, here, come here. I'll give you a hug. You can watch Wally. I love you.
Got my. No one's on yet. So my finger comb my hair real quick.
It's totally fine if you do that.
Boo, boo, boo.
All right, so are we streaming? We are.
Yes. Oh,
do we need
crap.
it?
It went black.
Okay.
Oh, that's because I didn't hit record yet. That's why. And once I do, it will be. Is it? Yeah.
Now it's going. Okay. Now we can start. To all our fans, thank you for joining us.
Yes, all of our fans. All right. Ready?
Yes.
Go. Hey guys, it's Michelle
and Lindsay
with ADHD How To and WDF. So we have, we missed you guys last week. It was I'm shaking. Well, it doesn't matter if I shake the table because the camera's over there.
Just realized, yes.
We missed you guys last week. It was just a crazy week for both of us, and so took a little mental health day. But we did miss y'all, and so we are back, and we have I always feel like a really good show.
A really good show. We are going to talk about overstimulation.
Yes.
And how to deal with it.
Some of the little known signs of overstimulation. This is both for yourself and when you're dealing with your kids. We like some of the overstimulation misinterpretation, some ways that
that's right.
When you're overstimulated, it can come across to other people like you're just being
being mean.
Yeah, being an a-hole, or
just like quick to strike.
Yeah, or you're being lazy, or you're being defiant, or you're trying to ignore them, or there's a lot of behaviors that come with being overstimulated that get misinterpreted and can cause problems at work, with your relationships, with everything. But it all just has to do with, I said, being overstimulated.
Right. Yes. And right. Initially, being overstimulated, how to help. You want to help this. You want to help it from not happening is really what happens. But you for one, you have to observe what's going on around you when it's happening to you, and then try and identify what your triggers are. And we'll go through a whole bunch of stuff of all types of science and all this other stuff, I think, right?
Yes.
But I wanted to just say that, it's like, that simple way. Of course, you can seek help, but we're just going to talk about the little things, really.
Yes. Do you want to start, or do you want me to start?
I suppose you can.
Okay. So we'll do. All right. Here's some commonly missed signs of overstimulation in ADHD. So there's behavioral signs, which is like task switching or avoidance. It's like if you're jumping rapidly between tasks, or if you abandon a task, like you just have to give it up because you're overwhelmed. You're suddenly irritable, or you have emotional outbursts.
Moodiness.
Yeah, that's emotional dysregulation from sensory or cognitive overload. Then there is hyperactivity that looks like productivity.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I was going to say it. Or hyperactivity.
I am very guilty of this. I can look busy, but am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Hell to the MF and no, I'm not.
I hate to interrupt. Keep your place. Yes. But that totally reminds me of growing up as a child, and it would be, go, you've got to clean your room. What would I be doing? I'd be over here shuffling the one thing, looking like I was doing something, but nothing was actually getting clean because I was like this, overstimulated, didn't know what to do. I see this big mess, right?
It's kind of like,
familiar with you too?
Well, yeah. Well, so you're
like,
stay
busy.
In class, the kids in class, like Lillian, God bless her, but I get it. it'll be like, hey, it's time to do a worksheet. You'll look over and that little girl, she's like, go, 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 go. Her hands moving. She is looking down. You're
More
like,
intently.
oh, she's working. And then you go over there and you're like, oh, it's a picture of a cat. So she was doing something. She just wasn't doing what she was supposed to be doing. Oh. But in her defense, we teach math second half of the day. Second half of the day is when you lose a lot of these kids. It's medicated because that's when the medication wears off. So yeah, that's very understandable. But I'm the exact same way, so I won't even lie. In the afternoon, so we have some kids. We have two groups. So some kids take ELA the first half of the day in one room, while the other half of the kids are taking math with me. So some kids get math in the morning. Then after lunch, we flip flop. So that first group does ELA in the afternoon. The morning group does math with me.
Not too much switching, but still it is
the
switching.
Afternoon math class ain't getting the same Miss Michelle that like, the morning math class.
Got like butterflies flying around the room, and there was like,
we take a lot more brain breaks.
That's okay.
In the afternoon. Yeah, because Miss Michelle is pretty much at her max too. We still learn, but that's why I don't get frustrated with these kids, and why having a school for neurodivergent children is perfect for me. Because I get it. Because the same thing,
you're like, okay, we'll do that in 5 minutes then.
The same thing happens to me. Yeah. Or I'll be like, you know what? Instead of doing this worksheet, we're going to do the math store. And that's where I just put one question up on the dry erase board. And I have this big table laid out with all these prizes. They come up. They answer it.
That's great. Yeah. Instant reward.
It is. It's that instant reward. Everybody's in a good mood.
Like, oh, we're going to do this.
I joke around with the kids, and so for some of them, I'll be like, all right, like Josh, he watches this sometimes. So his son Aaron, when it's his turn to go, if everyone else, we don't do 2 + 2, but if everyone else has like 2 + 2, then when it's Aaron's turn, I'll be like, what is 17,300,000 divided by 27,000? And so everybody's laughing, and he's it's just a good time, and so that gives dopamine and.
Absolutely.
But yeah, hyperactivity that looks like productivity. That is such a good one that you say, because it is. It's the equivalent too of if you don't want to eat your food, so you just move it around on your plate.
Yes, yes.
So it looks.
Well, actually, I have. Okay, so sometimes when we have to, there's bugs. Sometimes before we come here on Fridays, I'm like, okay, everybody get their shoes, and I got one that's not doing anything. And I was realizing that's what it is. He's overstimulated. This is happening. I just have to help him through it.
Well, see, okay, that's what happens to me on. Okay, I don't even gonna lie. That's what happens to me on Fridays. So Fridays, she will text me because she's a morning person, and I very much am not. And so she will text me, and she'll be like, "Good morning," and it's like 9 o'clock. And so usually, she's not here. Usually, I will lie my ass off, and I'll be like, "Oh, I'm about to get in the shower." In reality, her text is what woke me up. Try to be here by noon. It will be, I don't know, 11:30, and I am still sitting on the edge of my bed because I've been on Instagram looking at reels of raccoons, or Googling where is the cast of Saved by the Bell now, or whatever, something stupid. It's because the overwhelm, because the thought of like, oh my god, now I've got to go forget, I've got to get dressed, I've got to take a shower, blah, 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 I got to deal with the kids. Hey,
hi, I'm back.
I was not giving away my secret.
Okay.
About how I'm never ready when I tell you that I am.
Well, here's my highlighter and my bra again. Anyway,
I love that.
My mommy pocket. Okay.
That is like, I just store everything right. I'm just gonna keep my lip gloss right here.
Well, what is it? Well, you gotta be careful. You don't want it to melt. But okay.
You think my boobs are that hot?
It's your hot temperature. Yeah.
That it would melt my lip gloss.
Okay, I'm sorry.
All right. Anyway, so cognitive signs. So mental fog or ADHD paralysis. We have all dealt with ADHD paralysis. This is like, so ADHD paralysis meaning you just shut down. You know you have to do the thing.
You can't make a decision. You're like, I have to get out the door, but this thing over here is spilled milk. I have to do this. You're like, you literally stop. You can't make the decision of this because now this is happening, right? Like it's like a lot of scenarios in your brain going really, really fast.
Or you're just overwhelmed by whatever the thing is. And so like a lot of times, like if you have a big task, if you have a big job, if you have a big area to clean up, if you have any, or we've talked about this before, if you get too many messages, if you get too many texts,
you're like, what do I do?
It's instantly overwhelmed.
Who needs to be answered first?
Yeah, you're like, well, I'm out. No, I can't. Yeah, I can't handle this. And so you go into like ADHD paralysis, and it's not shutting down because you're disinterested. It's not shutting down because you're trying to be a jerk and just not engage, or to not, start the thing, whatever the activity is or whatever the chore is. Mm-hmm. You literally, like, your brain and your nervous system gets so overwhelmed that you can't do it. You can't get going.
Yes. And that was happening to one of my sons with not putting shoes on. And so I was overwhelming him. I could see he was upset with himself because he did need help. He couldn't ask for help. Everything's rushing. And I was like, okay, slow this down. Okay, get him ready. And then they're going to have to wait on me, but he'll be ready. Done. Mm-hmm. Just got to like figure out that thing, right? Yes. Exactly. Difficulty focusing or scattered thoughts.
Yes. So those are the cognitive signs. The increased forgetfulness, losing track of tasks or conversations due to sensory input. I am very guilty of that. I know a lot of ADHD people. It's sensory overload if you're talking to someone and you're expected to look at them. Or if you're expected, because there's people, and we've talked about this before, if you're an ADHD person, or if you are talking to an ADHD person and they are staring at you, let me tell you something right now. They are not hearing a word you're freaking saying, because all they're thinking is, oh my God, if I don't stare right at this person, they're going to think that I'm not listening. They're going to think that I am not interested in anything. Focus.
And then you're like, look at that. Whoa.
You have no clue what they've said. But if an ADHD person you're talking to them and they're looking around the room, if they're doodling, if they are on their phone at the same time,
if they have our fidget toy.
Yeah, if they have their fidget. Oh, I left mine in there.
I know. I was like, where? I brought mine, but now I'm.
Oh, now I want to go grab mine.
I've got Wi-Fi here.
I keep touching my hair. You keep going. I'll be right back.
Oh no. Okay.
Let me go grab it.
Well, here's our latest fidget toy here. It's a little dinosaur skeleton, and we not named him Wi-Fi because my daughter was like, oh, that looks like the symbol for no internet connection. I was like, I like how you think. No, the camera's good. I was talking about the name of the fidget toy. Oh, because it looks like the dinosaur that says you have no Wi-Fi.
Oh,
so his name is Wi-Fi. Anyway, okay. Yeah, so we were talking about fidget toys, and yes, that's right. It's like, okay, do you want me to look at you, or do you want me to hear what you're saying? Also, if somebody repeats what they're saying after you've just said it, that actually means that they are really absorbing what you said, and they are taking it in and trying to understand what you're telling them.
Yeah, I've actually read that as a tip for an ADHD, or like if you struggle with that, like especially like in the workplace, if you struggle with
with tasks where they're like, hey, do this thing, I have to be like, wait, you want me to, okay, I write it down, I say it out loud. Yeah. When I go to the doctor, I do the exact same thing.
Yeah, see it, say it, or hear it, see it, say it, and then if you can, write it. But you have to engage almost all of your senses if you want to retain it. I've got to have it written down because I'm still not going to actually like remember it, but you will absorb it, I should say.
Which is very important. Yes.
Yes. So it's at least in there. But yeah, it said if you're ADHD and you deal with people that they commonly accuse you of not listening, or even in a relationship, if they're like, you never listen to me, you never whatever, just repeat back to them something that I had to start doing that with Matt, because I'll be on my phone when he's talking and he's like, you're not listening to a word I'm saying, because that's how he talks. And so in the middle of what he's saying, I'll be like, oh, and I'll just repeat a few words. And he's like, like, oh, wow, she is listening.
Yes. So, yeah, if you're not getting good results from your friends or family or kids, that you're saying, no, you got to look at me when you talk. That's probably why, because they're looking at your face. They're overstimulated by your face and your reactions and what your hair looks and what you're wearing and what's behind you. And they're not hearing what you're saying.
Well, also too, I've seen things that said that it is a common
misinterpretation.
Yes, it is a common. Oh my God, what is the word? Misconception.
Oh, misconception.
The word, what we say, word retrieval is another thing with ADHD. I forgot the misconception that ADHD people don't pay attention. In reality, it's the opposite. It's not that we don't pay attention to something. It's we pay attention to everything. That's right. Thing.
I wrote that down. Too much overstimulation for the brain to handle. It is taking in. It's because you're taking in sound everything over there. Yes, it's taking in all these other things, but our brain cannot filter what we're supposed to be listening to at that point. So we hear, like for me, mostly just only hear my child. So I have to really struggle to concentrate on what she's saying. Or wait, no, that was screaming. I have to go. Like. Yeah, so that's at least how I filtered that, but sometimes it just doesn't happen at all.
Like Matt, he always he accuses me, he calls it sharking, because if we are at a restaurant, especially at a restaurant, but if we are anywhere, I'm like this the whole time, looking around, because I'm like hearing everybody's conversation, I'm picking up on everybody's vibe, I'm sensing what's going on over here, over there, and so he'll be like, what is it that you got on your radar? And I'm like, well, that person is sad. This lady is yelling at her kid, but the kid actually didn't do anything that was that bad. I'm pretty sure this person over here is stressed about something. And I have to really stop myself from like going over to their table or going and asking them, can I help you? Which I've only done that a couple of times. I said a couple of months ago how I did. Like God has to be the one to tell me, like, you need to go over there. And that's only happened the one time, and it was very awkward. But it turned out to be what I was supposed to do, and now I'm friends with that lady. But anyway, yeah, it's you're taking everything in. It's not that you're ignoring or you're being non-attentive. That was so perfect thing too at church. We have an excellent preacher. I love our preacher. I cannot focus. If I have to just sit there and stare,
you're falling asleep, or
I will fall. Yes, I will start to fall asleep, but I cannot pay attention to anything he's saying. So I have to be on my phone the whole time, but I'm doing something mindless. Like I have this
like Tetris or something.
Yeah, it's essentially it's called Waduku or whatever, and it's Tetris, because my mind has to be stimulated in that way. Did I say it wrong?
No, I don't know how you say it.
Oh, I thought you were correcting. Like I didn't know. Okay, how do you say August's birthstone?
I just did echolalia. I was like Waduku. I just had to say Waduku.
How do you? Okay,
peridot.
How many of you have always thought that August's birthstone was peridot? My birthstone is a peridot. I did not. I just learned that, and now y'all just learned it.
Yay.
But yeah, no. So at church, I have to like be on my phone the whole time, and it took Matt a long time. He's like, "That's very disrespectful. That's very blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, "Dude, listen, I will not absorb what he's saying otherwise, because before this is literally what would go through my mind. I'll be like, okay, listen." And then the dust that was in the air would like catch in the light. And I would go, that looks like snow. The last time it snowed in Georgia was blah, blah, blah.
Snowmageddon. Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, I remember when it snowed when I was visiting my best friends in Wisconsin. And I remember there was a huge snowbank on the balcony. And that's where I stored all of my Corona so that I didn't have to keep it in the refrigerator.
Right?
And so now here I am in church thinking about storing my beer in a snowbank. And that's not...
So you only get back focused on him if he changes his inflection or something else happens, like a door opens and you're like, whoa.
Or if he's like, can I get an amen? And I'm like, amen. You're like, I wasn't thinking about my beer in a snowbank. That's not what I was thinking about. Forgive me.
Well, the next sign of overstimulation, here's a symptom: nausea. Now,
GI issues.
We recently did something that caused my daughter to have instant nausea. She was like, Mom, I'm gonna be sick. I was like, oh my gosh, okay. We decided to do a trunk or treat kind of off the fly. I didn't really have it planned. I had them have some costumes because Halloween's coming up, and I was like, we're just gonna go. And our city was having a trunk or treat. There was a lot of people, and she freaked out. And she was in costume. She's 9, and she's my size, and the boys were like, hey, hooray. And I'm like, okay, I'm overstimulated because I got to hang on to my boys. This stuff is happening. Okay. My daughter's kind of shutting down. She can't say trick or treat. She couldn't move her arm. She couldn't do that. And I said, okay. And I was like, I held on to her and I said, I'm going to walk you through. I said, we do not need to go here. I said, we're going to do this bit because they had it kind of in a square, which worked out because it was like,
was it downtown Powder Springs?
It was. Yeah. Yes. And so we did it. She was very excited though because she's like, oh, look at all this. Oh, I know where that is. Oh, I know. Mom, look, there's this costume. And I was like, and I told her, I said, look, I said, I am very overstimulated because your brothers are trying to leave me. There's a lot of people walking by. There's so much. I go, when I'm looking up and trying to see, I'm basically blind to these things you're telling me. And I was like, I cannot see what you're telling me. I'm very sorry. I'm glad you're enjoying it. And then, oh, I'm going to be sick, right? I said, okay, do you want to do this one other spot? And we just went as we did it at, I asked her as we went. And I said, we do not need to. Do you want to keep going? Mm-hmm. Made it totally clear because we had candy. Anyway, but that was a new thing for her, I think. That was very new. Totally sick. Totally overstimulated. Totally.
Just a new way that it's manifesting.
Yes, correct.
And a lot of times,
yeah, because it happens to many people all the time. It just, my daughter just experienced that.
Yeah, and anxiety. So a lot of times, I mean, it is anxiety too, but a lot of times overstimulation will present as anxiety. And so like, there's a lot, like Avery would get like this, but I know so many kids, so many of the kids here, they will seem like they are very high anxiety children, when in reality, they're just very easily overstimulated. And it's, those are the kind of kids that usually they do better in small groups. They do better, like they might not want to leave the house a lot. They might be better just chilling at home, especially if like with homeschoolers is not as much because it's not as like they're not as surrounded by as many kids, but like public schoolers, if they're ADHD girls that are good at masking, and so they have to mask all week and try to be good and get the good grades, when they have the opportunity to unmask and to not have to people, they take it. And it's not even, I think it's subconscious. I don't even think it's consciously. It's kind of like how you don't consciously take out your frustration the most on the people that you're closest with and you love the most.
Oh, right.
It just happens.
But it comes up as
there's certain situations and scenarios where your body just knows, like, okay. And so
your body knows it's safe. That's right.
Yeah. And so there's times where it seems like, oh my gosh, you're a kid, like you should, it's the weekend, you should want to go out, you should want to do this. And yes, some do, but kids that are very easily overstimulated, they might not want to, like,
don't want to go out. Yeah.
We got invited to go do the trick-or-treat trail that's tomorrow, and I went one time, and I even told it is crowded, like it's this thing, like if you don't live, well, most of you don't, but it's in our town, it's at this big park, the city puts it on, there's like 1,000 freaking kids. It's too much. It is too much. I get overstimulated as soon as we get there. I get pissed off. People are like, I don't want people right up on me. I don't want people bumping into me. And Avery gets overwhelmed. And so we got invited to it. I said we were going to go. I think I'm sick tomorrow.
So I like that you're saying that, because that is basically, she already knows she's going to be overstimulated. And this is one of those things that we have to do to ourselves to protect ourselves, to say, okay, I've observed, I know what's going to happen, I know this is going to trigger me. We cannot do that.
No. And if I know, like AJ's really bad about it, but I know I even just told Avery what it was, and she's like, is there going to be a lot of people? Like, yeah. She's like, I don't want to do that. But even like, so I told, I'll just say his name, it doesn't matter anymore. So because I know how high anxiety Josh is, so I sent him the flyer for it, like as if I was inviting him. Because I knew the second that he saw that, he would be like, throw up, diarrhea at the same time, like nervous system just freak out. And so he just like thumbs up to it. And I'm like, you lions. You don't even, that is not a thumbs up. That is a hell no. I would rather die than do that. And so I even told him, I said, you reacted differently than I thought you were going to. I figured you were going to be like, are you kidding me? I'm not going to do this. I said, I'm not going to go.
Because like all the things you're saying, I was kind of like, why did I take my kids trick or treating? I just wanted to. I totally did it on an impulse. It was an impulse thing, because soon we got in the car, we made it to the car, and we were all like, oh my gosh. We were all like really, really trying to relax, and we were like, I can't believe we did that, but we did it. Okay.
It is very much Bonanza. And for those of you, if you've never watched before, if you don't know what Bonanza is, short explanation, and I think everyone should have this. I get overstimulated very easily. When I get overstimulated, it comes out as me being shitty and having an attitude. It does. Sorry for the cussing, but it does.
Pretty sure that was me as a teenager too. So yes.
Yeah, and so I, to help with my family dynamic, I've explained that before. And so I'm like, look, if we are somewhere, because when you're in it too, you do not have the words for it. You do not have the cognitive ability to go, look, I'm really overwhelmed. And the fact that this person is so close to me is pissing me off. The fact that this person is walking really slowly is making me want to stab them.
And this other tick here, and this, like, it's like 50 things at once.
Yeah, you can't articulate that. All you know is that you are overwhelmed and you're about to snap at any moment. So what we do, we have a word. We say,
I love it.
We say so brilliant. Bonanza. Bonanza means you
drop everything, we're leaving now.
Yeah, you leave the cart right there where it is, and you go. You're like, screw it. I'll buy my tampons at AutoZone. Like, there's not as many people in there. Whatever. Let's see if it's bread. You just have to remove yourself from the situation, because it's much better than I get an attitude, I get snappy, everybody gets pissed off at me because mom's, being grumpy, and then, whatever. It's much easier.
But it's impossible to deal with. You just can't deal with it. So I'm like all the things she's saying, it's so much worse in your mind and your body, because you're internalizing and you're not speaking out. But when something happens, suddenly, yes, you're going quick. You are freaking out, but you got to go. Yeah. Ever since she told me that,
you can't articulate it in that moment, and especially kids. Like, if the kid is overwhelmed and you're asking them, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" They can't articulate it, and so, like, my co-teacher,
so giving them words like to use helps them be like, okay, I'm gonna leave you alone. It's okay, and I'll come back to it, and we'll talk. Like,
exactly, or be like, it's so. My co-teacher, her daughter, she's ADHD and she's autistic, and we very much have like the same minds. Our brains work very similarly, and so if she's struggling, one, I can, because I'm very good at reading body language, I can tell just by, like, if I see her in my periphery and I can see like her eye, I can tell if her mood is shift, if something's going on. And so instead, like, her mom will be like, what's going on? Tell me, what's the matter? Da, da, da. And so I'll have to pull her to the side, and I don't talk to her like a kid. I'm like, look, dude, is it this? Like, you're just feeling something inside. You're frustrated. You're overwhelmed. You don't have the words, but all you know is the more that people ask you, the more pissed off you're getting.
Yes.
And she's like, I said, so here's the thing. I was like, I'll go tell your mom, let you chill out for a minute.
And that's great.
You want to go in the back room, regroup, but then you do have to come back out. Once you have the words, you're going to need to apologize to your mom for the way you spoke to her, because that's not okay. But then you can't articulate it. Or I can help you try to articulate it.
Right.
But
yeah, that's one of the things I tell my daughter. I'm like, I would rather you yell at me if something was wrong to so that I know, and if you say something, I'd rather you say something than not say something. And I do understand, even if you're lashing out, we're going to talk about it. Of course you're going to feel bad. But I've told her, I was like, I'd rather you say something. I will try and do my cues. We don't have a word, do we? We're going to have to come up with one.
Yeah, ours is Bonanza. I don't even know how we came up with Bonanza, but
I love it.
So real quick, so the other, the sensory signs: sensitivity to light, noise, touch, sudden discomfort from environmental stimuli, need to escape or isolate, the urge to retreat to quiet spaces without clear reason, physical signs, tension or restlessness, clenched jaw, tight shoulders, pacing, fatigue that hits suddenly, exhaustion after prolonged stimulation.
Oh, that's what we did when we got home. We were like, poof. I was like, we're not doing anything.
It's that ADHD burnout. It's to mine, I will get really bad sensitivity to light, noise, touch. Everything is just overwhelming. Everything. The need to escape or isolate. That is the bonanza. And it can seem like it's without clear reason. And
right. Well, that's the thing. But it's just that I have the words. Basically, if you are not ADHD, nobody is understanding what is going on. They don't have the same sensory input that we are. The sounds that we're feeling, the smells that are really making us sick or bugging us really bad. And that's what it looks like when everybody around you, when you're undiagnosed, everybody around you is fine, and you're like, I am dying. I'm going to, you're inside just crying, or
you get, I don't know. You get labeled as you're antisocial, you're standoffish, you're, you don't come across as very friendly. It's right. It's right. All it's misconceptions, which gives people the wrong idea about you, which is, it's one of those things that I always say, the reason, like, the people that I end up becoming friends with and the people that I'm the closest to are the ones that I can tell instantly. I'm like, the way that you're presenting right now is not the way that you are. Whether it's somebody that is crazy outgoing and hyper, and I'm like, that is not you. You are a very self-conscious person that is overcompensating. But then the people that come across as very like either cocky,
okay,
or as overly self-assured or grumpy. Those are the ones that I instantly too, I can go, that's not who you are. Inside, it is something way different. And it's exhausting. And so those are the people that I think do end up, there's all these signs of overstimulation, the fatigue that will hit instantly. Like if you are in a situation where you've had to people a lot, you're going to have time after that where you can just be by yourself.
Right. That's right. Yeah. The retreat. Exactly.
And then when you do that retreat, and it can either be physically retreat or it can be emotionally retreat. So like if you've had like, a crazy day at work, and you also have like,
right, or you have that, you have to wind down, basically. You have to wind down from your situation that you just came home from, and hopefully there's no more demands on you, but more than likely.
Yeah, and if you have someone that is very easily overstimulated, or somebody who's, like I say, in a situation where their cortisol is always elevated, then your threshold for handling the overstimulation is going to be like,
it's non-existent,
like this, or non-existent. And so I think this is the time when I mostly think of it like in regards to like kids getting in trouble with their parents, or people getting in trouble, well, not in trouble, but causing problems in relationships. Because if you are very easily overstimulated, then most of the time it comes out, it presents in how you then communicate.
Oh, right. Yes.
And does. So that's either talking, texting, answering phone calls. And so if you are distant, if you take forever to respond, if you give short responses, Matt tells me this all the time. He's like, you send me one word responses. And I keep shaking. Well, no, I'm not shaking the rectum. And I'm like, yeah, but if you message me during the day and I've got like 50 things going on, and it's a question, then I'm just going to answer that question. I'm just going to be like, no, yes. I'm not going to be like, no, and this is why. But that's how he communicates. And so that's what he wants in return. And I'm so overstimulated by other things that I can't do that. Or
no, bonanza.
Yeah, no, he's like, he bonanza every single time I talk to you. Like, well, what can I say?
I don't know. I thought I'd try put that.
But no, it does. So I think that can cause a lot of miscommunication and a lot of problems in relationships, because you'll come across as cold, as distant, as I don't care, as even though I'm off the topic now, I learned so much about this damn avoidant thing. All of those things, it's overstimulation, misconception,
right?
And it's usually comes out in the form of
anger.
Yeah. Anger,
well,
frustration.
What I was going to say is the other thing
or
too,
retrieval.
Right. Or yes, not being able to have the words. Now, with all of that, when you already have a mental load going on in your head, which we typically do, when someone is like trying to get our attention to just do this one thing, we cannot depend,
and you can't give it the attention that it's going to require. That's why I said
but yeah, that's what kicks that. How do I even say that?
Yeah, if somebody wants to have a conversation that is going to require a lot of thought or a lot of effort, I can't do it right then.
Right. Maybe you need a different word instead of bonanza. Like, we got to leave the store. You just have to be like, I have to get back to you on this.
Yeah, there's bonanza for like having to actually physically leave. I do need a word for when it's something that it's a conversation that I either literally can't have, like I don't have the words for, or if I'm not, if I don't have the emotional bandwidth,
right?
To have it.
Or you like, I really need to think about it and I cannot answer you now.
Or if it's like, look, I'm just in a shit ass mood, and the response that I would give right now is not the one that I would really mean, and it wouldn't be fair to send. Yes. So you'd
be like muddy waters.
That's good. Isn't that a song? Wait, is that a song? No,
I don't know.
Anyway, but no, it is. I think it all comes to how you communicate, and when you could do it with work, like within your coworkers. I don't necessarily think a boss is going to be that understanding. They're going to be like, I don't care if you're overstimulated, do the thing. But like if you work closely with someone else and this person's a chatterbox and you're not.
I mean, obviously there's ways, yes, like
but just being very open about it.
Right, yeah, because you do need to create your sensory friendly environment. Sounds, your sounds, sense and taste. Goodness, all of that.
So one thing that's not on here, but what I think is also what can be overstimulating, which can cause overstimulation, is certain topics.
Okay.
I don't like being asked religious topics. Okay. I will instantly, or politics, or really deep emotional things. If it's like,
but it depends though, because sometimes
it depends on what it is.
So like we overshare our lives anyway.
Oh yeah, no, it's not that. If it's something that I was prepared to talk about, but like, okay, so if I get asked, let me try to think of an example. Like, a lot of times it's religious questions. It's a really deep religious question, or if it's something. Oh no, here's a good example. My brother, he will never watch this. He's manic again, which means my brother's bipolar. He's unmedicated, which means overnight, because he works overnights from home, I will wake up in the morning to probably 30 text messages, and I let him do it because he needs to do it. He will be asking me questions like, what do you think would have happened if when we were growing up, if this had been different, and if this.
Oh, well, that's a lot.
Yeah. That's over.
Okay.
I'm like, I can't answer. I can't have this conversation. I cannot talk to you about.
Okay,
this.
So yes, there are. Yes, thank you. Now I get what you're saying. There are definitely some overstimulating topics where you just cannot fathom what they are asking you to think about.
Or if it's just too deep, if it makes you too uncomfortable.
Well, yeah, sure.
There's stuff that my brother will be like, I mean, because I'm an open book. I've said this before. Like, I was sexually abused from the time that I was like 2 or 3 until I was 15, and my brother knows. And so sometimes he'll just like ask me, he'll be like, hey, if you had
trigger warning.
Yeah,
is he gonna be triggering?
No. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna say any of this stuff.
Okay.
He'll be like, if you had, what do you think would have happened if you had told at this point? And I'm like, dude, I don't want to dive into that right now. I can't. No. And so I'm really bad, even though I say you shouldn't do this. I will just ignore his texts, or I will, because there'll be so many of them. And I've said I've gone through periods where I was very guilty of this. But
I think I'd be like, hey, I see you text. Thanks for thinking of me. How you doing today?
No, see, I'm going to message him, though, at 7 o'clock in the morning, because that's when he goes to sleep. I'm going to be like, I'm going to blow up your inbox now, Andy.
Oh, well, I feel bad about that, because sometimes I just have to text people, even though I know it's going to be a bad time to text, because I've probably been trying to text them for a couple of days, and I keep forgetting. So I'm like, I need to do it now because I'm going to forget.
Well, it's different than.
So I'm like,
and he's an hour behind.
5:30 in the morning.
No, it's not even that. Like, this is all night long. Like, all night long.
Oh, no.
And so many YouTube videos and just weird stuff. But anyway.
Oh, well, actually,
I love you so much. I do.
Well, so we were talking about overstimulation. So some of the things that you can do while you are overstimulated, aside from coming up with a bonanza word for you and your family, is to practice deep breathing. That is like key number one. Do it like about 7 times. Meditation. I don't know if you've ever meditated. It's not for me, but
it is not.
It can be for some people.
I would just be sitting there the whole time going, "This is so stupid." I remember one time. Okay,
it's not even that. My brain just like.
Oh, my brain wouldn't do it. But I would just be thinking, "This is the stupidest thing ever," too, because like.
Oh, I don't think that. I think how did they just do that? Did somebody just fart? I'm just like
just fart
that. Like your brain just.
Well, so that anything that requires a lot of like stillness and concentration. I remember I used to do this. I was in this women's group thing, like for moms. And they wanted to do this confidence building exercise. And they gave us all mirrors. And they told us we had to look at our reflection for 5 minutes and just stare at our reflection. And I was like, I am going to lose my shit. I put that thing down. I was like, I looked at myself for 30 seconds. I'm fine.
That reminds me.
Myself, like, I'm not sitting here for 5 minutes staring at my reflection. This is stupid.
That's funny. Didn't you remember seeing Fried Green Tomatoes? The movie?
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, they did that mirror exercise, but they were looking somewhere else. Anyway. Okay, so another coping mechanism.
Never mind. I'll tell you afterwards. Remind me of double-sided mirror, and don't look at the magnified ones after you have a baby.
Oh no. The other thing would be guided imagery. So if somebody is overstimulated and they need to calm down, have them close their eyes, you cover up, and you guide them through a tranquil spot where's their favorite place that they want to be. If
that's what they do.
Really bad situation.
That's what they do in EMDR. So EMDR, you start.
That is another thing to do.
Yeah, you have. Okay. You start. You
start in your happy place.
Yeah, the place that you are the most calm and happy in the world. You close your eyes, you imagine yourself there, because you start your session there, feeling safe, and then you go through your whole thing for that session,
your hardships,
your trauma, and then my doctor's woman, makes you come back then to that safe place. So you start and you end with your nervous system in that safe place again, rather than it being like, here you are in the reliving,
you're stuck in chaos.
Yeah, you're reliving one of the worst aspects of your trauma, and it's like, ding, session over, peace out, enjoy your car ride home.
Got to bring them back. Oh my gosh, yes. So same thing, you could do that with your children or something. Imagine you're here, whatever. Otherwise, that was all I had, aside from seeking professional help, obviously having healthy diet and exercise, but come on. And
well, a couple of other things, like, so like if you know that you are easily overstimulated, if you know that you don't do well in crowds, if you know that you do not do well waiting in long lines, if you're easily overstimulated by sound, by light and stuff. So I had to actually, part of this though is because after I had COVID, it forked up my eyes. I have light sensitivity. I have prescription sunglasses. I felt like a douche for a long time wearing, they're not transition. They're just straight up sunglasses that are prescription.
Gotcha.
I feel like a douche wearing them inside. I think if you're wearing your sunglasses inside, you look like a douche.
And come on.
I do. I'm not even gonna lie.
About everybody.
It doesn't matter. I'm being honest. I'm over it now. Okay. But if I knew I was gonna go to a place like Sam's or somewhere that it's really bright, I'm like, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna wear those. I got those the loop earplugs.
Okay. Yeah.
That will help drown out some of the sound. So if I know I'm gonna be somewhere that's gonna be like that, I've started wearing my earbuds a lot.
Yes.
And that helps bring in this thing. Like, I'm not being funny, but a good one, I think maybe especially if you have the mixed ADHD like I do, where it's the hyperactive, impulsive, as well as the inattentive. My friend makes these. I keep saying I'm going to put the link. I don't even think she has a website.
We're going to find out.
But yeah, this is it's a fidget, but it's a roller, but it is spiky, and so it's pain, and not like bad pain, but
just pain.
The sensory aspect of it. It redirects your mind so much that it really is. It redirects those thoughts, and so all you're thinking about is this sensation of, I said, the kind of pain. And
well, and that's funny because while I'm overstimulated and I'm in public, and before I was diagnosed, I didn't have a fidget toy, but I sure have my nails, and I would dig into my skin until it bled, and I'd be like, once I walked away, I'd be like, oh my finger, because I did it to stay calm. And oh man, it's like,
yeah, because sometimes just doing this isn't enough. Like, especially
right. I do have my ring that I absolutely,
or the leg bouncing or whatever, but something about this, like, okay, so I'm just going to show. I don't know if you can see. Hold on. It leaves the imprint on my hand because that's how hard it is. But so the earplugs, for the light,
they do make other different colored glasses too.
They do. Help, so. Yeah, they have some of the stores that let you go in early. Like, we pay for the little extra on the Costco membership because you get to go in early. I hate Costco. I love it, but I hate it. If the thought of having to stand in line and then put everything I bought in a damn box or whatever, I cannot do it. But if you go early, before the places, before everybody else,
it's more manageable.
Before all the peasants, yeah, right.
Oh my goodness,
I'm so joking. I'm so kidding.
Obviously, right.
Then it's way easier.
So this is accommodating your sensory needs. This is ultimately what that is, and over time, we have learned to accommodate them. Now, when I was younger, when I was undiagnosed and overstimulated, I turned to substance abuse. I turned to alcohol, drugs. Like, that was how I coped. So now I'm like, I will take the fidget toy.
Exactly. Right? I did that.
It's so different now.
Not while I was in high school, but as soon as I graduated, man, I drank a lot and I smoked a ton of pot. But it wasn't ever because it calmed me down. That is what made my brain slow down.
Yeah.
And
same. It dulled the senses, but at the same, and even then, sometimes that was overwhelming. But hey,
then it gets you in situations that were overwhelming.
There's that too.
Yeah. So anyway,
obviously, we don't.
No,
we're not condoning that. We've done it and we understand it. But
yeah, what is it like? Like embarrassing and like throwing up at places. I know there's more than that, but I was more talking about that. Anyway, but a big thing though that I want to say is like for solutions.
Mm-hmm.
Kids, with your kids, and I'll write these out. If you hate going to the store with your kids because they want to touch everything, they want to run around, they want to get into everything, they whine, they're bored, they're whatever.
Girl, I order my groceries.
Oh yeah, order. But there's certain times too where you're like, I don't want to just always stay home. So if you have a kid that gets overstimulated easily, a lot of these kids that have the headphones on, they're kids with sensory issues. Some of it's just noise canceling, like you would wear to like the monster truck rally. But some of them, it's actual music. AJ, my son, who gets overstimulated extremely easily, he has his earbuds in at all times.
Okay, good.
And it helps keep him calmed down. But let's say, especially, let's say you've got little ones, right? that it is a nightmare taking them to the store because they're going to want to get into everything. Except they're going to say they're bored, they're this, they're that. Have like almost like a kit. So you keep them contained to the cart. Give them their tablet, give them their headphones, have something for them to be doing. Bring a little snack in a bag. Have the things already ready so that you're not bringing them in a lot of especially old school parents. The thought of having to be so accommodating to a kid is ridiculous and stupid to them. But let me tell you,
gotta do it.
Yeah, it's gonna make your life so much easier. It's gonna make their life so much easier. So it is like
well, see, that's what it is, being able to predict and effectively manage sensory overload. And that's exactly what it is. Because when I go to the store, they're overloading me. They're overloading me and I can't shop.
Oh,
like I do all sorts of different ways where I'm only shopping. I go to the store by myself because I go, okay, husband's home. Now I'm going to the store. Now I'm going to do these just things. Okay, what can I order so I don't have to go there? That is what I do. But yes, it is near impossible, but it can be done. And it's obviously when I have somebody else with me, it is a lot easier to cope too, because I'm like, oh, here, go there, and I just go zipping through it and grabbing stuff off the shelf, and I'm like, okay, we're out of here. Or yeah, but oof,
it's a lot you've got, but preparing ahead of time. Oh, another thing, okay, because the new series that I'm working on is about the health and stuff.
Okay.
It said, which I never thought about this, if you want to help from getting overstimulated or overwhelmed before you have to do a task that is going to require a lot of focus, make sure that you eat something with protein first.
Yeah.
And that you stay hydrated during it. It didn't make sense, but if you have something like if you're about to start a task, but then your blood sugar crashes, that is going to make you crave dopamine even more. And when you're craving dopamine, the thing that is not giving you dopamine or instantly triggering your brain's reward system, like whatever the boring task is going to be 10 times harder to do.
Oh, and it is. Because I always get that where we thought we had low blood sugar, but we just got really cranky when we needed to eat. And that would happen every single time. Even if I get a text right before I have to eat, I'm like, oh, I have to eat first, and then I do it. But yes,
yeah, but exactly don't eat a lot of sugar before you do it. Because it is if it's something that's going to take a lot of time, that sugar is going to cause your blood sugar when it wears off. It's going to crash. It's going to lead to fatigue.
Yeah,
and so that makes sense. Like even if it's just like some peanut butter crackers or whatever, eat protein before you start it because it will stave off the hunger.
Yeah, it'll help you sustain. Yes, yeah.
And staying hydrated while you're doing. Which see though with ADHD people, I always have like 40 drinks and anything anyway.
My big tea.
Yeah, I'm trying to balance out. I'm like, I need caffeine, but then I gotta drink water because water's healthy. Oh.
Well, that's why I drink herbal tea because
that's what you always drink.
There's no caffeine. Yes, and it's flavored.
I think it does have honey. But water. Oh, see,
I always call it my water now because
I've noticed this is totally off topic, which is par for the course for me. I've been terrible about being hydrated. And I've noticed that it was like affecting like my skin, like on my face. When I took a picture, like my eyes looked so wrinkly. And I'm like, what is this? Yes, and so I also bought this Revitalist or whatever old lady cream that I've been using. But yeah, just like I'm like, oh, there is something to this whole hydration thing. My skin is plumped up and I don't look like a pumpkin in the sun anymore.
Yes, we need water. Absolutely. That's funny.
But being hydrated, just so it's not like going like ridiculously long, there are a lot of. I'm going to try to put out the nutrition and supplement one that I'm almost finished with, but it goes with this whole overstimulation thing because it's things that will help battle the cortisol, but the cortisol also when your cortisol raises it, overstimulation is going to come. And so so after this is done, I will I'll either try to type up or do like a short quick thing or trim a bunch of clips together that are just the solutions.
Gotcha. Yeah.
To this
sounds good.
But yeah,
Well, and
did you have a win or a WTF?
No, I mean, mostly I just shocked myself by going trick-or-treating. My daughter was like, is Avery going to be there? Did you message? And I was like, first of all, there's no messaging happening. We either go or we're not going. Because I was like, I was already overwhelmed. I couldn't do it. But no, that was just like the only, this week your daughter made my daughter a cake. I know you told me, and my brain was so because I was.
Well, no, I didn't tell you ahead of time.
No, she told me
when I
got here. Yes, and I don't know how well I reacted. I know I looked at my daughter for real. Oh no, I'm saying this because I feel like I got delayed. Like I got home, I think I ate some dinner later, and then all of a sudden I was overwhelmed with a really warm feeling of, and I was super touched by your daughter that she sat there and she did that. She made her a cake and brought it, and I was just like. Oh my God, what happened to this feeling earlier when she told me? Although when I looked at my daughter for her, I just was like, that is so great. But I was seriously touched, so I want to tell you that.
I don't know if I showed it to you. I recorded a video, though, and when we first gave it to her,
I watched it. Yeah.
She was just, but yeah.
And I watched the other video of her making it. So I was like, oh, that's great. I was just like, that is so wonderful. So.
The frosting that was, girl, you don't even understand the willpower that it took for that cake to make it here without a bite taken out of it. My whole family was like, can we just taste a corner?
You're like, see, this is why I don't make desserts.
We'll just put toothpaste in brown frosting on that corner to pretend like it's not gone.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, did you have a win or a WTF you wanted to say?
I have I'm sure I have a win. I can't think of it. I have a big.
Okay. You don't always have to have it.
I have a big WTF.
All right, let us.
So I never ever forget my phone. I'm addicted to it. I always know where my freaking phone is. I ended up forgetting it on Sunday, and I went to church. I said before how we have there's a lot of health stuff going on with grandma. I did because I did as my win. I said my 5 people in my group.
I'm sorry to not give you all the attention.
That's okay. How I'm so thankful for them. But there's a lot of health stuff going on with my grandma, and trying to like keep up with what's going on and like getting information or whatever. It's really hard. We have Ring cameras though set up at her house. We have them at her front door. We have one in her living room. We have one in her garage. So whenever anybody, if it gets set off, like somebody's at the door, it will alert my phone. So I got home and on Sunday and had like 11,000 Ring alerts. And it turns out that because I went back and I watched the footage, how I can see her where she fell back where like she disappears out of frame, and then all these paramedics are at her house. They take her off, but it's like down at the end of the hallway, so I can only barely see what's going on. I see the paramedics take her out. Nobody's answering the damn phone, and so I'm sitting here in Georgia like, okay, all I know is she fell. I heard somebody at some point say, we need to clean up all the blood. I did hear that. And so, actually, I don't know if you got it, because I messaged all 5 of y'all to say, anyway, yeah, I was like, will you please pray, blah, blah, blah. And I know it sounds crazy because I get so much different information every time, and trying to get information is like pulling teeth. And so part of this whole avoidance series that I've been doing, people, I think in all the examples that I've read, it's in regards to like relationships, like romantic, like boyfriend. But no, it's absolutely like all the research I did, it can be family members.
Oh, definitely.
Yes, family members that love being the gatekeepers of information, love giving a lot, and like being very like, here you go, I'm gonna keep you in the loop, and then just like vanishing. Won't answer your texts, won't answer your calls, because they want you, they like having the control of you having to come to them. Right. And so that's what I have been battling so bad. And like I said, most people, if they know anything about the avoidant, they think like, oh, it means like your boyfriend or your husband or your whatever. No, it can be a freaking family member. And so that's what I deal with, and trying to, I know this is a long WTF, but trying to get the information. But it wasn't such a huge WTF, because I'm like, okay, all I see is paramedics. I see my grandma, she's holding onto her walker, she's at the end of her hallway. She opens the door, she lets go of the walker, and her office is right here, but it's two double doors, and I just see her disappear. And the next thing, like I said, paramedics, all this.
That's awful.
I hear someone
they didn't
say, we need to clean up the blood, and then just ghost, like just silence. And all I can do, I kept calling, trying to get information, messaging, my little circle, like, will you please pray?
Yeah, I did not get that message.
You did? I did yours
not
too.
know this weekend. It's okay.
Really?
Yeah, I did not know.
It was all on Sunday.
Wow.
I do, so 3 of y'all I do through, no, 4 of y'all I do through Instagram, and 1 I text. You're the one I text. So, no. Anyway, so,
well, that's awful.
Yeah, so now, though, she's home. Yeah. That part is fine. But something totally different has
is happened.
Yes, that I haven't told anybody.
You can tell me off.
Yeah, I haven't told anybody. I didn't send out. I feel like because I feel like there's so many prayer requests that I send about it, and I feel like I might be not oversharing, because I feel like I can, or I don't know. The stuff that's happened this week I've kept to myself. But I'll tell you after this. It's pretty bad. But whatever. I don't know why that just came out right here for this. But
well, all right. Well, on that note, then.
Yeah. Well, hold on, because I do feel like I need to end it on a win. I
think so. Yeah, end it on a higher note, because then I was like, wait, I feel like I have to add something, but I don't know what it would be. But yeah, we don't want to leave you like that.
No, not on a bed. There's a win. I'm sure. Because it could be even something little. Oh, here's something. Okay, this is a win. Because you found the beauty in everything. Yesterday, I had to go to run some errands or whatever. It was beautiful at the end of the day. I always say one of my favorite things to do is to ride with the windows down in the truck, listening to music. I am obsessed lately with Marcus King and Teddy Swims. And so yesterday, it was so peaceful. I just felt so good. It was like the sun was like just starting to go down, and had the windows down, and it was so cool outside, but just that good, really good feeling of riding, the good music. The kids were both being silent. It's like they weren't even in the truck, which was fantastic. But it was just very calm. I just felt very good, very peaceful, and
it's good to have that weather change.
It is too. And there's something about nobody knows what this on 278 in Hiram, that is it stresses me out. But something about the stretch from 92, from Duncan to my road, it's not crowded. It's just pretty much smooth sailing, and it's just that drive is so relaxing. It is. And anyway, so yeah. And awesome. Zaxby's is doing BOGO milkshakes right now. And so the girls, riding with the windows down, my daughter and one of her little son, Madeline, wants me now to drive her home on Tuesdays because they like riding with the windows down in the truck. But they want me to take them.
So they freeze.
Yeah, they want me to take them to go get milkshakes. And because I never knew until a couple months ago that Zaxby's that's by your house,
right? Yeah,
it's only 7 minutes from here.
Okay.
And so, like, that's where they want to go. So as soon as school's over, they're like, can we go to Zaxby's? Can we go get a milkshake? And while they're half off, because I'm not going to go pay $10 a week. I'm not going to spend $40 a month on milkshakes. No. But if it's only $5 to get 2 of them. So anyway, so that was good. That was a little fun thing. They really enjoyed that.
That sounds fun. All right. Well, I think that probably ends it.
Yes.
So if you liked what you heard, if you have questions, if you have a comment, please like and subscribe. Give us a shout out.
Like, subscribe, comment, share it with your friends. Follow us on Instagram.
Yes.
All the things.
Please. And thank you.
Yes, I'm Michelle.
I'm Lindsay.
We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.